Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in life when you have to stop hoping, stop waiting, and start declaring, I am going to win. Not maybe, not someday, not if everything goes right. I am going to win because I've decided to. The world doesn't give victory to the talented. It gives it to the relentless. And when you make that decision deep within your soul, when you stop negotiating with fear and start demanding more from yourself, life has no choice but to move out of your way. And when that mindset becomes who you are, not something you say, but something you live, you start to feel a shift within you. You begin to walk differently. You begin to think differently. Every challenge that once seemed intimidating now feels like an opportunity to prove your strength. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this trying to teach me? That simple shift in thinking turns pain into purpose and obstacles into training grounds for victory. Because when you're truly set on winning, you no longer fear failure. You use it as a mirror to see what must be improved. Winning isn't a single event, it's a daily decision. Every day you wake up, you're presented with the same question. Will you rise or will you rest? Will you move forward or stay the same? Winners know that progress is made in inches, not miles. They understand that discipline is doing what must be done, even when desire disappears. They know that motivation is fleeting, but purpose is constant. When your reason is strong enough, your excuses lose their power. The truth is, the battle is rarely against the world, it's within your own mind. The mind will try to convince you to stay where it's safe, to avoid discomfort, to protect your ego. But safety has never built greatness. Comfort has never created excellence. The winners you admire weren't comfortable when they began. They were scared, uncertain, unprepared, but they moved anyway. They trusted that if they stayed committed, growth would catch up. And it always does. You must be willing to become uncomfortable long enough to grow into the person you're meant to be. That discomfort, the early mornings, the late nights, the sacrifice of immediate pleasure, is the price you pay for the life you dream of. Most people want success without struggle, victory without sacrifice, but you can't skip the process. You can't plant seeds today and expect fruit tomorrow. The soil must be turned, the roots must take hold, and the storms must come before the harvest arrives. Every setback is part of your preparation. Every disappointment is shaping you, hardening you, refining your focus. Winners understand that pain is not punishment, it's progress in disguise. They look at failure and say, thank you. You've just shown me what to fix. They take rejection as redirection. They take criticism as fuel, because the one who is destined to win learns from everything, wastes nothing, and never lets emotion overpower purpose. When you live with that kind of focus, you begin to see opportunities that others overlook. The same doors that were once invisible now appear because your vision has changed. You no longer wait for the perfect time, you make the time. You no longer depend on motivation, you depend on commitment. And you stop seeking validation because you understand that belief is born from action, not applause. There will be days when the weight feels unbearable, when doubt creeps in and whispers that maybe you're not enough. But winners know that those moments are illusions. They're temporary storms meant to test endurance. The key is to keep moving through the storm, because the moment you stop, the rain wins. The moment you keep going, the storm begins to lose its power. Endurance is the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. When you decide that quitting is no longer an option, your entire reality transforms. The energy you once wasted doubting yourself becomes fuel for execution. The time you once spent comparing yourself becomes time spent improving yourself. And the more you act, the stronger your belief grows. Action feeds confidence. Confidence feeds persistence. And persistence feeds victory. There is no secret formula to winning. It's persistence repeated daily. The one who keeps showing up, who keeps learning, who keeps evolving, cannot be denied forever. Life rewards consistency. You may not see results immediately, but that doesn't mean they're not coming. The seed does not sprout the day it's planted, but every day it's nurtured, it grows unseen beneath the surface. Your progress works the same way. If you could step outside your life and look at yourself 1 year from now, you would see the power of your choices today. Every decision, every habit, every thought compounds. Winners understand this. They know that small improvements over time lead to massive change. They focus not on perfection, but on progress. They remind themselves daily that the goal is not to do everything at once, but to do something every day, and when doubt arises, and it will, they silence it with action. They don't argue with fear, they outwork it. They don't beg for certainty, they create it through consistency. Because confidence is not a feeling that appears before you start. It's a reward that comes after you keep going. You earn it through repetition, through resilience, through refusing to give up when everything inside you says to stop. You must understand that greatness does not announce itself. It builds quietly in the background through effort that no one sees. It takes time to transform potential into power. It takes patience to turn vision into victory, and that patience is what separates winners from wishers. Most people stop too early. They let fatigue talk them out of the breakthrough that was one more step away. But the one who keeps going, who keeps saying, "I am going to win," eventually sees what persistence makes possible. When your determination becomes stronger than your doubt, life begins to bend in your favor. You attract the right people, the right opportunities, the right moments, not because of luck, but because of alignment. The energy you carry, the confidence you project, the faith you hold, it all magnetizes what you seek. Winners understand that success is not chased, it's attracted by the person you become. So every day you must ask yourself, who am I becoming? Am I becoming the kind of person who wins? Am I becoming disciplined, focused, resilient, grateful? Because victory is not something you acquire, it's something you grow into. The prize doesn't make you a winner, the process does. The process is where the transformation happens. There will be people who doubt you, who misunderstand you, who call your persistence obsession. Let them, they only see the surface. They cannot feel the fire inside you. They don't understand that when you say, "I am going to win," you're not making a prediction, you're making a promise. A promise to your future self that you will not waste your potential, that you will not live an average life, that you will not let fear write your story. Every winner has faced ridicule. Every dreamer has faced disbelief. But in time, the same people who doubted you will ask how you did it, and the answer will be simple. You refused to give up. You refused to stop believing. You refused to let comfort steal your destiny. Because you understood that the pain of discipline is always lighter than the pain of regret. You will look back one day and realize that every moment of struggle was worth it. The nights you stayed up working, the mornings you rose when you didn't want to, the failures that broke your heart, all of it will make sense. You'll see that those were not obstacles. They were opportunities disguised as challenges. Every scar will tell the story of a lesson learned. Every setback will remind you of a strength gained. Winning is not about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about doing what others won't so you can live how others can't. It's about staying committed long enough for success to have no choice but to show up. Because when you live with the belief that I am going to win, you change the outcome before it happens. You become unstoppable, not because life gets easier, but because you get stronger. There will come a day when you realize that all along, the victory wasn't just about achieving something external. It was about becoming someone internal, someone who doesn't break under pressure, someone who doesn't run from fear, someone who no longer negotiates with mediocrity. That is what it truly means to win. So keep moving forward, keep pushing, keep declaring your intention with conviction, because every time you say, "I am going to win," you're not just speaking into the air, you're sending a command to your future, a declaration to the universe, and a reminder to yourself that no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it gets, the outcome is already decided. You are going to win, and when that truth settles deep into your being, when it stops being just a phrase you repeat and becomes a force you embody, everything about your life begins to change. You start to move with purpose. You start to carry yourself like someone who already knows the outcome. You no longer chase opportunities. You create them. You no longer wait for the perfect moment. You realize the perfect moment is the one you act in. Because the winner's spirit doesn't wait for permission. It claims its place through action. Every day you are building momentum. Some days it feels invisible, like nothing's happening, like the effort isn't adding up. But it is. Every repetition, every hour of focus, every decision to stay consistent, it all compounds. The results may not come today or tomorrow, but they are being built quietly beneath the surface. Just like a tree grows its roots before it grows its branches, success grows in silence before it appears in sight, and when it does, it's unstoppable because it's grounded. You must remind yourself that greatness doesn't happen in bursts of brilliance. It happens in the daily grind, in the disciplined choices, in the moments no one applauds. Winners understand that success is a slow accumulation of correct decisions made repeatedly. It's what you do when motivation is gone, when enthusiasm fades, when the path feels endless. That's where your strength is tested, and that's where character is formed. The world doesn't need more people who start strong. It needs people who stay strong. The ones who keep their fire burning long after excitement dies down. The ones who endure seasons of doubt but keep building anyway. The ones who hold their vision so firmly that no amount of delay can make them let go. Those are the ones who win, because the truth is, it's not the dream that makes you powerful. It's your refusal to give up on it. You will face moments that make you question everything. You will wonder if you're capable, if you're ready, if it's even worth it. And in those moments, you must return to your decision, the one that started it all, the decision that said, "I am going to win." That decision is not up for debate. It's not to be renegotiated when things get difficult. It's a vow, a commitment, and commitment means staying loyal long after the feeling has faded. When you commit to winning, you start to see the world differently. You no longer see obstacles. You see opportunities disguised as tests. You no longer see rejection. You see redirection. You stop taking pain personally and start using it strategically. You begin to realize that everything that happens to you can either build you or break you, and you always have the power to choose which one it will be. Winners choose growth, always. You must also understand that winning doesn't mean you never fall. It means you never stay down. Every time you rise, you strengthen the muscle of resilience. Every time you keep going, you build endurance. Every time you silence the voice that says quit, you prove that nothing has the power to defeat you except your own surrender, and as long as you refuse to surrender, you're already winning. There's a fire that burns in those who are determined to rise, a quiet, unshakable certainty that whispers, "No matter what happens, I will prevail." That fire isn't loud, it doesn't need to be, it's consistent, it's steady. It's the reason you get back up after life knocks you down. It's the reason you keep chasing improvement when no one's watching. That fire is the difference between the person who dreams and the person who delivers. People will look at you and not understand your drive. They'll call it obsession, they'll call it arrogance, they'll say you're too focused. Let them. The truth is, they don't see the vision you see. They don't hear the voice you hear. They don't feel the pull inside of you that refuses to let you settle. You're not meant to fit in with the comfortable. You're meant to rise above the ordinary, and that requires a level of intensity most people will never comprehend. The path of a winner is often lonely, but it's never empty. The solitude you feel on your journey is not a punishment, it's preparation. It's where clarity is born. It's where distractions fall away. It's where your inner strength is refined. Because when you learn to walk alone, you learn to walk with power. You learn to trust yourself, and once you've built that trust, no amount of noise or doubt can shake you again. There will be nights when exhaustion tempts you to rest permanently, when the results seem too far away, when progress feels invisible. But remember this, every champion has felt the same. Every victor has walked through nights of uncertainty. What separates them from the rest is that they kept walking. They didn't let exhaustion decide their fate. They kept showing up until the dream became reality. When you're working towards something great, patience is your most valuable ally. The modern world teaches you to crave instant results, instant recognition, instant gratification. But true success moves in silence and time. It rewards those who are willing to wait, to work, to refine without needing the world's validation. Winners aren't in a hurry, they're in alignment. They understand that what's meant for them can't be rushed, but it also can't be stopped. You will discover that the closer you get to your breakthrough, the louder the resistance becomes. That's the nature of growth. The hardest battles are fought at the edge of transformation. The mind will try to convince you that quitting is logical, that slowing down is safer. But those are lies spoken by comfort, not by destiny. And when that voice arises, you must answer it with faith. Faith in yourself, faith in the process, faith in the truth that you were not born to fail. The universe rewards persistence. It rewards the ones who stay in the fight, who keep showing up when the world stops watching. Every act of discipline, every moment of courage, every drop of sweat adds up. The world may not notice right away, but the day will come when it has no choice but to acknowledge what you've become. You will realize that victory isn't about what you get. It's about who you become in the pursuit. Winning transforms you. It teaches you patience, humility, and strength. It teaches you to master emotion, to see beyond fear, to act with vision instead of reaction. You'll find that once you develop the mind of a winner, you can't go back to living like a victim. You outgrow excuses, you outgrow laziness, you outgrow the need for approval, and as you continue to grow, you'll begin to inspire others, not because you tried to, but because your life will become evidence of what's possible. People will see your discipline, your focus, your consistency, and they'll feel it. You'll become a mirror for their own potential, and that's the beauty of winning. It doesn't just elevate you, it elevates everyone who witnesses your rise. So keep speaking it, keep affirming it, keep living it. I am going to win. Say it when things go right. Say it when things fall apart. Say it when the path is dark and when it's clear. Say it until it's no longer a phrase but a part of your identity. Because when your belief becomes your default, your destiny follows. And in time you'll look back and realize that the victory was never about the trophy, the recognition, or the applause. It was about the transformation. It was about the battle between who you were and who you decided to become. It was about choosing faith over fear, purpose over comfort, and action over hesitation. Every great story of triumph began with someone who made a promise to themselves and refused to break it. That promise lives in you now. It's the same promise that has carried every winner through the storms, through the losses, through the nights of doubt. And as long as you honor that promise, you'll keep moving forward. You'll keep evolving, you'll keep rising. The moment you said, "I am going to win," you awakened something powerful inside of you. That declaration carries weight. It's not a wish, it's a command. It's a statement of identity. And once you've spoken it with conviction, the rest of your life becomes proof of it. Every decision, every action, every setback will bend to serve that truth, because destiny bows to the one who refuses to be defeated. So stay the course, stay hungry, stay relentless. You may not see the finish line yet, but it's already waiting for you. The path is unfolding exactly as it should, and every step you take is bringing you closer to the life you were born to live. Keep your faith firm, your mind sharp, and your fire alive. Because the journey isn't over, and the winner inside you has only just begun to rise. And as you continue to rise, something remarkable begins to happen. You stop seeing yourself as someone who is merely chasing victory and start recognizing yourself as the embodiment of it. You begin to understand that winning is not a destination, it is a state of being. It's not what you do once, it's how you live daily. It's the standard you set for yourself when no one's looking, the choices you make when it would be easier to quit, and the discipline you uphold when comfort tempts you to settle. When you reach this level of awareness, the noise of the world starts to fade. The opinions, the doubts, the fears, they lose their power over you, because once you've seen the strength that lives within you, external validation no longer defines your worth. You realize that your competition is not out there, it's in the mirror. Every day you're fighting to become a little stronger, a little wiser, a little more focused than the version of you that existed yesterday. That's the real battle, and that's the one that determines who truly wins. There's a moment every winner encounters on their journey, a moment when everything feels like it's falling apart, when progress slows, when motivation fades, when the goal seems unreachable. And in that moment, something incredible happens. Your spirit is tested. Life looks at you and asks, how bad do you really want it? It's not trying to stop you, it's trying to reveal you. It's trying to separate the ones who say they want it from the ones who mean it, because words mean nothing without endurance. It's easy to be committed when everything is working. It's easy to believe when the results are visible, but the real test comes when you have every reason to give up and still choose to continue. That's where strength is forged. That's where champions are born. The ones who keep pushing through uncertainty are the ones who eventually walk into certainty. They earn the right to say, "I made it," because they refuse to say, "I quit." You must understand that every great victory carries a price. The price is your comfort, your excuses, your old habits. The world will demand that you pay with patience, with perseverance, and with faith. And those who are willing to pay it in full are the ones who rise above the rest. Winners don't complain about the cost, they embrace it, because they know that everything valuable in life requires sacrifice, and that the temporary discomfort of discipline is always worth the permanent satisfaction of success. There will be days when your energy runs low, when your mind tells you that you've done enough, that maybe it's time to slow down. But remember this, progress doesn't come from doing what's convenient. It comes from doing what's necessary. You cannot build excellence on partial effort. You cannot reach the top by walking halfway. Every step matters, every choice counts. Every ounce of effort contributes to the mountain you're climbing. And when you feel tired, remind yourself why you started. Remember the fire that pushed you to declare, "I am going to win." That fire was not given to you by chance. It was planted in you for a reason. It's your calling, your reminder that you are capable of more than you think. When the world grows quiet and you stand alone with your thoughts, let that fire speak. Let it remind you that you've already come too far to stop now. You must learn to find peace in persistence. Not every day will feel triumphant. Some days, victory will simply mean showing up. Some days, it will mean doing what you can, even when it feels like nothing at all. But those days matter, because consistency is what builds momentum, and momentum is what creates transformation. The road may feel long, but every step is progress, even when it doesn't look like it. The truth is, most people don't lose because they lack ability. They lose because they lack patience. They expect results to appear overnight, forgetting that real success takes time. The greatest oak tree was once just a seed buried in darkness. It didn't grow in a day. It grew through seasons, through storms, through droughts, through pressure, but it never stopped growing, and neither should you. You will learn to trust your process, even when it feels slow. Because faith is not built in comfort, it's built in uncertainty. Winners develop an unshakable belief that as long as they keep moving forward, the outcome is inevitable. They know that consistency over time compounds into greatness. They understand that one day, everything that once seemed impossible will simply become what they do naturally. You will also begin to see that success is not a straight line. It's a winding road filled with lessons disguised as detours. The delays, the disappointments, the failures, they're not there to discourage you. They're there to prepare you. Every time something doesn't work out, life is refining you, sharpening your focus, and strengthening your resolve. The obstacles are not blocking your path. They are shaping the person who will be ready to walk it. Winners don't view challenges as setbacks. They view them as setups for greater comebacks. They know that pain is not the enemy. It's a companion on the journey to mastery. You cannot grow without discomfort. You cannot rise without resistance. And once you embrace that truth, you stop running from hardship and start using it. You stop asking for an easier life and start asking for more strength to handle the one you have. You will reach a point where every excuse sounds weak compared to your purpose, where the desire to win burns so deeply that no failure can extinguish it. That's when you know you've crossed the threshold, from trying to win to living as a winner. You stop hoping for success and start expecting it, not from arrogance, but from preparation, because you've done the work and you've paid the price. Winning is not reserved for the chosen few, it's earned by the relentless. It's achieved by those who are willing to show up day after day, through exhaustion, through doubt, through loneliness. It's achieved by those who believe that no matter how long it takes, their time will come. And when it does, the world will call them lucky, but you will know it was never luck. It was focus, it was effort, it was faith that never wavered, and even when you reach that place of success, you'll realize something profound. Winning never ends. It evolves, because true winners don't stop at one goal. They set new ones. They understand that victory is not a finish line but a lifestyle. They don't live off past achievements. They keep pushing for new growth. They stay hungry, humble, and focused, because the moment you think you've made it, you begin to fall behind. So keep stretching yourself. Keep demanding more. Keep moving the standard higher. Every time you conquer one mountain, look for the next one to climb. Because the journey of becoming never truly ends. The moment you stop improving, you stop living with purpose, and the one who lives with purpose never loses their fire. There's a power in knowing that no matter what comes your way, you have what it takes to endure it. That's the mindset of a winner, not arrogance, not pride, but certainty. The kind of certainty that doesn't depend on circumstances, because it's built on preparation and faith. The kind that looks at challenges and says, "This too will pass, and I will still be standing." Every great story you've ever heard, every hero you've ever admired, began in uncertainty. None of them had guarantees. None of them knew the outcome. They simply made a choice to keep going, and that's the choice you must make every day. To keep pushing, to keep believing, to keep declaring that you are going to win. Because in the end, winning isn't about luck, timing, or talent. It's about perseverance. The world doesn't remember those who almost made it. It remembers those who refuse to quit. And you, too, have that power. The power to rise, to endure, to transform. The power to prove to yourself that you were never meant to live an average life. You were meant to live an extraordinary one. So every morning, remind yourself, no matter what happened yesterday, no matter what challenges come today, you are still in the fight, you are still capable, you are still becoming, and as long as you keep moving forward, as long as you keep that fire alive, nothing and no one can stop you. Because the truth remains the same. You were built for this, and you are going to win.